Hey everybody, Michael here from GetFitOver40.com. I'm super excited to share this product with you. This is a fitness device that I've been really interested in for myself. I haven't pulled the plug and bought one yet. I've been very curious about it. I've reviewed lots of watches, I've reviewed smart scales, I've reviewed body fat, devices, all kinds of other health and fitness tech devices, and I really love health and fitness tech devices. I was into tech. I was a tech for a long time. I was an Apple tech. And so I love fitness tech, and I love fitness. I love tech. So they go hand in hand. Now, before I get into this, I do want to say Ultrahuman did send me this for review. I didn't pay with it with my own money, but I can say whatever I want. I can give you my personal feedback, what I really think. I will have a promotional code that I'll put on the screen. That'll help them track whether or not it's worthwhile for them to send me future products. Did I get enough views? Did I get enough hits, right? And I'm pretty sure you'll get a little bit of a discount as well. I'll put that on the screen, but that does help me out a bit. I might get some kickback as well. I don't really care. I got this for free. For me, that's probably good enough. I'm hoping to keep it, right? If it's something that I use, I'm definitely hoping to keep it. Now, I'm going to be making essentially two separate videos. This first video that you're watching right now, which is going to be my initial thoughts, some of the reasons why I'm interested in this, with an unboxing. So I haven't opened it up. You're going to open it up with me. I'm going to go over hopefully the initial setup. If it's charged enough, I'll do that. I'll do the initial setup. Then I got to fully charge it before I can use it. The idea is once you've kind of seen the unboxing, my initial thoughts, all that kind of stuff, what it's all about, then later on, after I've used it for maybe a month, I don't know how long I need to play with it and get to know it. I'm pretty good at figuring things out, so it might only be a couple weeks, but I want to really get to know this ring, figure out what's good, what's bad, what's great, what could be improved. If it's even worth it, I don't know, right? So stay posted for that next video. It's going to be coming up maybe a month or so down the road. But let's get to this guy. Some things that I want to talk about that I think might be of interest to you guys, you might be curious like I was, is why would you want, say, a fitness watch and a ring? Or like maybe you just need one of them, right? Like is one device all you need? That's a hard question, and I'm going to find that out. But from my investigation, because whenever something like this is coming in the mail, I'm watching a bazillion YouTube videos, I'm getting other people's input on it, and from what I can see is they overlap a ton. But a device like this, because it's always tracking, it's always on, it's on 24/7, it can basically go for 5 or 6 days without charging. You're going to get all this feedback, and it's not just the feedback and the data that's interesting, it's how it processes it. It's how the app, so they put a lot of research and development into the app, and it measures your body temperature, it measures your heart rate, recovery rate, which can give you an idea of if you need to relax, take it easy, if you've overdone it, if you've basically been overtraining. And it gives you feedback. It even tells you when you should be taking stimulants like caffeine and when you should stop so that you don't interfere with sleep. And so you don't interfere with your body's own ability to create energy. Like in the morning, you don't really need caffeine. Your body has a mechanism that deals with that. So you don't need caffeine till a little bit later. It'll tell you when. It'll tell you, give you tips on when to go to bed. So I forget the name of it, but you have a sleep schedule that everybody's is a little different. It'll work with your own sleep schedule, and it'll tell you, when's the best time to go to sleep, when's the best time to get up, are you getting enough sleep, are you getting quality sleep, all of that stuff. Watches don't do that necessarily really well. Watches are great, especially smart fitness watches are great at tracking data when you're doing something physical, like going for a walk, a run, when you're working out, whatever, bike ride. They track that information really, really well. This guy will do it too. But you don't have necessarily the instantaneous feedback on screen that you do with a watch. Your fitness tracker or the fitness ring isn't going to ping you all the time and vibrate and do all those things to notify you of text notifications. It doesn't integrate with the other apps on your phone in the same way that a smartwatch does. But smartwatches are bulky, they're inconvenient, and if you like real watches, like say you have a Rolex, or even just a really nice Invicta watch and you like watches, you like a nice chronograph, you wear it as jewelry when you go out for dinner or somewhere nice and you don't want to have to sport your smartwatch, but you don't want to lose your data, well, you can keep your ring on all the time. It looks like a ring, and we'll find that out when I open this up. But it looks a lot like a ring. People aren't going to be, they're probably not even going to know it's a smart ring. And so you can wear that out and track all your data 24/7. So there's some crossover here. I'll be interested to see how it does in terms of tracking workouts compared to my watch. I'll be interested to see how it tracks things like steps, right? How it tracks how many calories I'm burning throughout the day, all of that kind of stuff. It'll be interesting to see a comparison side by side. So I will be comparing it to the data on my Samsung Galaxy Watch, which I love and I'm very happy I have, and I'll continue using it for sure, even if I continue using this. So one thing that's kind of cool that I want to mention about Ultrahuman is that they send you this ring kit out. So the process when you buy it is they'll send you this kit. And what's nice about the kit is it's a sizing kit, okay? If I could open it. If you open it wrong, everything's going to fly out onto the floor. But the first thing you see when you open it up is you get all these samples, hopefully, right? And so you can decide what finish you want, right? And so that's really nice. And I went with, by the way, the raw titanium. You'll see it in a minute. And then you have all these rings that you can size, and they recommend you essentially figure out which one fits the best. They suggest you put it on your index finger, either hand. So I went with an 11, and they say sleep with it, because your fingers swell and, expand, and they change throughout the day and at night, water retention, whatnot. Try it out. You might want to size up, size down, but they want you to have a fairly snug fit at the end of the day. Basically, the 11 fits on all of these fingers. So I've got 4 fingers, depending on how swollen I am or whatever. And it should work on all of them to some degree, better at some times than the others. So I went with an 11. So once you've picked your ring out, you get to go. Basically what happens is the process is you purchase it. Then you can order, they send you the ring kit, because when you purchase it, you give them all your information. Once you've picked your ring out, then they make your ring. So there's a factory in the States in Texas. There's a factory, I think, in, I'm not really sure. I think it might be in India. I could be wrong. But there's places overseas. Mine came from overseas because I guess shipping from the States was more difficult. I don't know. But mine was shipped directly from Ultrahuman overseas. And the process is quick. It did take a little bit for them to make my ring. So they custom make each ring. And there's actually videos out there where they show you the process of making the ring. And it's very, very cool how they do it. So you should watch those videos on the manufacturing of the ring. There's a lot that goes into the making of these rings, right? And even your charger is specific to the size of your ring. So there's a lot that's going on here. You pay a fair chunk of money, and we'll get into that, but you're paying for miniaturization, and you're paying for a very high quality, well-made product. Again, titanium, everything's custom made, right? So the cool thing is you can track the whole process. So as soon as you've ordered it, you get an email, and you can go in there and it says the ring kit's coming out, the sizing kit's coming out. You've got your UPS tracking, all of that shows you can track it. And then you go in there and enter your ring size and color. And then it says, okay, we're making your ring, we're processing it. And then all of a sudden you get a tracking code for when it's being shipped to you. And it's neat because you can follow this along, and it's exciting. Sometimes when you buy a product, you pull out your wallet, you pay for it, and then you got to wait for them to send it and blah, 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 right? And then this is kind of exciting, following the journey of your ring. I kind of thought that was cool, the process, and there's a lot of interaction you have with it. So that's really cool. So anyways, my ring came. Here she be, right? I think basically that's kind of all I wanted to share with my, this first part of the video where I'm giving you my initial thoughts. The price, let's get into that real quick. This is $349 US. It doesn't matter what color you get, $349 US. The cool thing about Ultrahuman is you don't pay for sometimes rose golds and different colors are going to cost you as much as $100 more. It's $349, that's US, so that's 500 Canadian. Again, about the price of an Apple Watch or the price of a Samsung Galaxy Watch. Same price. So you're putting out a fair chunk of money, but you're getting a quality product. The other thing I wanted to mention, I almost forgot and got caught up in all the other stuff I was talking about, is Ultrahuman does not charge you a subscription fee. Some rings do, like the Oura ring that first came out. I believe it's $6 or $7 US. So that's almost $10 Canadian a month. That's going to be about $100 Canadian a year. So you got to figure that out. You're going to probably keep something like this for a good couple of years before you upgrade it. $200 on top of the price you paid if you're going to pay a subscription. You don't have to do that with Ultrahuman. With the Oura ring, if you don't have a subscription, you don't even know what your heartbeat is. You can't even track your heart rate. So you need a subscription. It's not like, oh, you get some extra stuff. You really don't get anything with the Oura watch if you don't have a subscription. With Ultrahuman, you literally have everything. They've got additional stuff from third-party companies. Some of that third-party company stuff you might pay for, but some of it's free. They're always adding on new features and new kind of plugins that help you address certain things or give you more information about your health and fitness. So, okay, let's get into the unboxing. I thought it would be best if I moved over to the table, get up nice and close, and show you this product and the unboxing. And you're going to share this with me. Now, I've seen a lot of people rip this tab off, and it doesn't rip off evenly. We'll see if I'm lucky. Hey, maybe they've improved the ripper. It always seemed to break right over here. Kind of funny. Didn't happen to me, so that's positive. They're always making improvements. I can see that. All right, so one thing you're going to notice is for a small ring, this is a ginormous box. That's what a lot of people say. But hey, better than a little tiny one, right? It looks nice. So let's just take a look at the outside here. So you've got the nice large picture of it. You've got their logo here. You've got the sleep HRV, movement and temperature tracking. You've got information on the back here. So if you want to freeze that, and I'll just start there. Maybe I'll go down here so you can just freeze it. If you want to read all that, you go right ahead. I want to open this up and get inside. I don't think there's anything else. Yeah, that's pretty much here. Oh, there's one thing here. Accurately measure sleep, recovery, and movement to provide actionable health insights daily. Ultrahuman Ring Air. Okay, so here we go. And there is the device that will be on my hand, my finger, probably for the next couple of years. Now, this is a product that's been, so they came out with the Ultrahuman Ring, and that was their first version. And this is the Ultrahuman Ring Air. What is the difference, you might ask? The difference is this one's lighter, okay? Physically, in size, it's not that different. So the shape and everything is slightly different, but very close. So if you have the first one and you don't really think that it's too heavy, then you probably don't need this new version unless you've had it for a while and maybe the battery is starting to get a little old and ragged. They will last a good while, mind you. Like the fact that they'll last 5 to 6 days, even if the battery's only giving you half the battery life, you're still going to get 3 days. So, wow, this is light. That is crazy light. So let's see if I can get in here. Lighting's not going to be perfect, but let's see if I can get in here. Okay, so that's the sensor on the bottom. You can see how it's a little thicker there, but there's sensors all along the bottom. It's titanium. It feels, I'm not joking, it feels like it's made out of plastic. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it feels like it's made out of plastic. So, okay, so let's see if it fits. It seems to fit pretty much the same as the plastic one. I would say almost, for me, almost identical. So maybe my finger's swollen or less swollen, I don't know. But you can see how it fits there. I'm not going to wear it too much on this hand because I don't want it scratching up against my wedding band, but I'm probably going to wear it more on this hand. And you know, if it feels like it's a bit snug, if my fingers are swollen that day, I'm going to maybe put it on this finger because it's a little less beefy. My finger's a little less beefy here. So I don't know how to explain it, but my finger's like, if you have a bicep, that's my bicep finger, and that's my like, you know, the part that's atrophied. It's not as strong. So when I do this, it feels a little tight. If I do that, it doesn't feel tight. So you can move it around on your hands, on your fingers, and you know, change it up, whatever you want to do. I'll start with my index finger here and wear it like that and see how that goes. But that's probably the finger I'm going to wear it the most on, unless I need to move it around. But yeah, that's it right there. So that's the ring. See if we can get in here. I want to see those sensors as much as possible. It's hard to focus. There we go. So you can see all that, right? And I believe it has all the ring sizing and everything in there. I might take some pictures and put those on screen if I can't get a clear enough image here. But it's all there. Okay, let's put that aside. Let's see what else comes in this box. Okay. And I should look at that. So it says, decode the science of your sleep and recovery. And then there's a bunch of stuff here. There's something special about the touch of metal. The feel of metal tells a story of nature's rawness and reminds us of how we're all eventually stardust. The raw titanium edition of the Ring Air was inspired by this story. It combines the, sorry, I got stuff on my screen that stops me from reading it. It combines an element of nature with cutting-edge technology to decode the science behind the sleep and recovery. You know what? I'm not going to read it all. If you want to read it all, go ahead. I'm going to read that later. But it's nice that they have a little background story here. Tells you a little bit about it. You can read that on your own time. Then you've got this Hello Cyborg, right? So are we all cyborgs? I guess we are in this day and age. So you've got your little instruction book here. What is this? How to charge your Ultrahuman Ring Air. So how to put it on the charger and whatnot. Okay, all that kind of stuff. And then you have getting started. So all the information about getting started, which I'm going to have to do. I have set up the app with my account. I'll kind of go over that in a bit here. I'm going to get my phone loaded up in a second. But here we are. I'm going to put it on the charger and pair it up. That's kind of the first step. But this is, obviously you've got your instructions and how to charge it. They recommend you obviously charge it fully the first time before you go and start using it. So I will do that before I start using it. But I want to get it paired up at least for you guys, so you can see how that process works. So if you want to get into all the instructions, and I obviously recommend you reading all of this stuff, do that. You get some stickers. Okay, so if you like stickers and things, there you go. You got them. You do have the charging, I guess this is the dock. Okay, so it's USB-C. That light does light up. I'll plug it in a second here. And you also have, I believe this is the cable. And I've seen in other videos, the cable is quite substantial. It is basically a beefy braided cable. So it's a very high quality cable to go with your high quality ring. Okay, let me just plug this in real quick. All right, so there's the charger. I'm going to put the ring on the charger. And okay, so it went from being purple to sort of a throbbing white. I don't know if that changes once it's fully charged. I'll have to, play with it and see what actually happens. I can actually see on the ring itself, there is now a green light inside the ring. Okay, so there's something going on there. At this point, I'm going to load up the app and I'm going to do some screen recording. And let's see if I can pair this, because I haven't even tried. Let me just get my screen recording going. All right, we have screen recording enabled, and I'm just going to load up the Ultrahuman Air. Now, I don't need to show you this because it's going to be on the screen. And what we're going to do now is I've already bought it, so I'm just going to connect the ring. And let's see what happens. Okay. LED light. Good, good, good. Okay, let's see what happens. Put the ring on the thing. Got it. Should be good. Charge the ring for at least 30 minutes. I didn't do that, but should we try it anyways? Yeah, let's try it just to see. I don't know. It's going to stay on there. We're going to let it do its thing while using app. Allow. Okay, so I'd recommend you wait 30 minutes like it says, but I'm going to be one of these guys. So there it sees it. Okay. It's on the charger, so we're going to leave it on the charger. Hopefully the charger is giving it enough juice for us to set it up. I'm going to pair it, just like it said. Okay. What's next? It's connecting. Raw titanium. Start my journey. Okay. So that was really, really easy. Now, I'm not going to take it off the charger because, yeah, there's no data here. There's no data because I'm not wearing it. So there's zero data. You're not going to see anything in here at all. I do want to kind of just talk to you a little bit about setting up the profile. So you have to create a profile when you first download the app. You download the app. It's pretty easy to find, at least on the Google Store. It was pretty easy to find. And then it walks you through, and it just basically used my Gmail account. So I used my mike@getfitover40.com Gmail account, and it sort of propagated some of the information that it needed. And then I went in and I basically added all the other stuff. So you can see my email there. You put in your height, your weight. You just tell it whether you want to be in miles or kilometers or feet, inches, centimeters, whatever, kilograms. You tell it what you want to do. It also asks you a little bit about your, how busy you are, if you're physically active, right? If you're an active person or not. So it goes through a few questions like your sex, things like that. Not if you have sex, but what sex you are, if you want to tell it that. I think it's kind of important because there is period tracking on here. So if you're a man, you're not going to want to track your period or any of that kind of stuff, or your cycle, menstrual cycle. And that can be used for getting pregnant or not getting pregnant, or just knowing what's going on and when it's going to happen. So there's a whole bunch of stuff here for women as well, not for men. And yeah, you have to deal with that. So pretty cool. So I think at this point, what I need to do is let this guy charge. And then essentially the next video that I make is going to be a rundown of what I think. there is a possibility, if I'm really stoked about this product and I'm super excited and I can't wait to get all the information, I might make an intermediary video where I kind of go through, maybe after I've used it a week, what I think after a week, and then I'll go a little bit longer term and use it for a month. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know how excited I'm going to be about this product, but come along this journey. This is really cool. I'm really excited about this product. And again, thanks Ultrahuman for sending me this product. You really made my day, my week, and I appreciate that. And I'll do my best to get other people excited about this product as well if I think it's a good product. All right, thanks for watching another GetFitOver40.com video. Don't forget to subscribe. Check me out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Until next time, take care.